Hello and welcome, parents. My name is Mr. Hannabrank. I am your student's Welding 1 teacher. I was going to give you a little bit of a tour through our Google Classroom and talk a little bit about some of the expectations and things that the kids can learn this semester. A little bit about me. I come from an industry background. Prior to education, I'd spent probably 10 or so years in the metal fab industry. So hopefully you trust me with your students here in class. So this is our Google Classroom. This is our home base of operations. Everything that I do with the kids is posted here to Google Classroom. As you can see, I record every single lesson that we do while we are virtual. I upload it up to YouTube and I send it to the kids via Google Classroom so that if they miss a day, they don't miss out on my lesson. As you see, we took a fire extinguisher quiz earlier today. Um, I utilize a website called Miller Open Book that every student should be signed up for by now. They had all of their login information sent to them already, and we talked about that in class. You can actually see that in this video right here. Syllabus, kind of go over some of the things we're going to be doing today. So this is Welding 1. I am Mr. Hannabrank. Class description. Welding courses enable students to gain knowledge of the physical and chemical properties, uses, and applications of various metals. Students gain skills in various processes used to join and cut metals and experience in identifying, selecting, and rating appropriate techniques. Students read and interpret blueprints in order to identify, select, and rate appropriate techniques. These courses may prepare students to pass relevant industry certifications. So basically, I'm going to give your students the core foundation skills that they need to be successful in the welding industry. We also mix in some general metal fab, including oxyacetylene cutting, plasma cutting, and basic portable power tool grinding, drilling, things like that. So a good overall metal fabrication class. After completion of this class, students will be able to develop safe practices in operation of welding equipment and metal fabrication equipment. Basically, I'm going to teach them how to operate the equipment safely, develop safe and knowledgeable use of hand tools and measuring tools. Measuring is a big thing that we do in here. They're also going to learn, what to look out for as far as hand tools go and how to properly use them. Develop safe and knowledgeable use of portable power tools used in the metal fabrication industry. Grinders are the big ones that we're going to use in here, but we're also going to be using band saws, chop saws, things of that nature. I'm going to go through with all the students to make sure that they are comfortable in using these power tools. We're also going to develop knowledge, use, and understanding of metal as a material and its application in the metal fabrication industry. We talk a little bit about the different types of metals that you might see. Some of my expectations: be in class on time. That's a huge one for me. I like to get going right away, so if a student is not in class on time, there's a good chance that they're going to miss out on a lot of information. Have a positive and hardworking attitude. We are fairly busy in here. I push the students to achieve as much as they can in the time that we have together. They need to come in, they need to have that positive attitude and know that what I'm trying to teach them can help them not only pass the class, but also give them a potential career outlet later on. They need to complete assignments when due. Due dates are there for a reason. And then follow all classroom rules. I have the generic classroom rules, but as we develop our relationship as teacher-student, the students will find out very quickly the do's and do nots of the metal shop. Homework and classwork expectations. Homework is due on the due date. That is why it is a due date. Late homework will be deducted 10% each day it is late, up to 5 days. So basically how this works is if I tell the students that their homework is due on Friday. That means that they have until 11:59 p.m. Friday night to turn in the homework assignment. If they turn it in at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, that assignment is a day late. Therefore, the maximum grade that they can get on it is a 90%. That is also only, of course, if they got 100% on the assignment. If they got 90% on an assignment, but the max they can get is a 90, then they're going to get, if my quick math is correct, they would get an 81% overall. The ratio stays the same, just the maximum amount of points is reduced. Homework turned in after 5 days late will not be accepted. No excuses. Pretty plain and clear there. Projects turned in after 5 days late will not be accepted. We are pretty go in here. When I tell the kids that I need this turned in by this date, I need it turned in by that date because we are going to move on to something else. In 5 days, we may be on to the second or third thing from that assignment. So they need to turn in things when they are due. I give plenty of time to get things done, but if they are messing about and not focusing, they're going to fall behind very quickly. Some generic classroom rules, safety, big in here, especially with all the dangerous things that we're working with. Students have to go through a full safety curriculum that I have. They need to get at least an 80% on all the safety tests to even be able to participate in lab activities. Grading, students' grades will be based on assessment work and classroom participation. Homework is worth 10%. Assessments like tests and quizzes are worth 10%. Lab, the actual daily going back there and working portion of the class, is worth 30. And finally, projects, the physical things that they turn into me that they have welded, are worth 50%. And then we have the generic Oak Creek High School grading scale. If you have any questions for me, I can be reached at the school's phone number, extension 7015, or you can just email me at c.hannebrink@ocfst.org.